Greetings everyone, welcome here. We have another 100 maps test, and I'm doing Desert Spring once again because people did not really believe my results. Or actually there was one guy who actually did the 100 map test and had similar results, just like I did it. So I mean, I don't see really the point why I would change anything, but there you have it. People are skeptic on YouTube, I guess. Well, there's a lot of clickbaiting going on and stuff like that. The same on my other videos. Doesn't really matter. But I have bought 100 of these, and I had to buy some extra because we're doing something else this time. I want to do something different. I'm switching over to my winter orb this time because cost per discharge, while it's good and everything, I just feel like winter orb is more a farmer build, and plus it has excellent single targeted DPS anyway, so why not? I'm adding a Viscous Leash because of how the map is built up. It's going to be a lot of running, which means that I'm going to get extra movement speed when I get enough stacks of Rampage, which is going to help us, and some extra quant. It's not going to be a magic find build per se, but if we only have that item for that. But apart from that, I've quality up every map by up to 20%, and then I have alked it, and then finally I valved every single map. And you can see here, you can get these insane numbers, 145 and almost 50% in monster pack size. That is just insane numbers, and it's many of these that are like that. So I really wanted to test that. And on top of that, you also have these. So I valved a few, and I got some Vaal temples, which sells for I don't know 20, 25, and some of these. So these are already profit, but I decided to put those aside and have exactly 100. I already ran a few here to just test it out on the lower quantity to just see if my build was, because I set it up from scratch again yesterday. So plus I've put different piles here, so all of these have beyond on them, so I don't know what to do with those. It's just something that I saw from Cute Dog, I believe the YouTuber's name is, that he did. So I'm gonna put those aside and just see what I'm gonna do about them later. Here is the only mod that I do not like here. It's players cannot regenerate life and mana and energy shield. That means I'm gonna use this divination distillate flask on those map. Plus I'm gonna drop one of the auras, so I have more mana pool. So I'm just gonna do all of these 100, and then I'm gonna record this result for you. Hopefully they will be better than last time. Okay, welcome back. I'm just gonna show you why I think this map is worth farming, because of the end boss here. So I'm gonna start this clip here and we can look at it together. So as you see here, first phase goes into 1 second, and sadly this was the only one of 100 maps where he did not spawn directly here. I don't know, I wasted a 2 seconds or something, and then just normally go back and forth between just make sure you run past him like I'm doing here, and run forward again, so, and then just kill everything. So run past him, make him shoot, and then, because every time you run past him and he's trying to hit you, that means he's gonna go to the next phase of this. So I run forward and back just to hit all the enemies, and we are gonna get to here, and there you can see the bigger scorpions. Those are legendary or boss kind of scorpions, which means a lot of maps from these. And what I want you to take a look at is in the top left corner, almost top left corner, my kill counter from my rampage buff. We're almost up to 200 right now, and I'm not losing it here. And we are at, and you see that was from a normal enemy, and And finally there, and we stop. As you can see here, we had 263 enemies just from the boss room. That is insane amount of enemies, and all of them are either blue, which is magic, or yellow, which is rare, or what is it, the color? Is it brown or something like that for legendaries? Plus the boss. I mean, as you can see here, I got 2 tier 16 maps and one, I don't know, factory is 12 or something like that, and then one underground sea map also. I mean, these results just speaks for themselves. This was the only one clip, so it's not like I handpicked this one from 100 maps. This was the only one I actually did this way. I just wanted to show you how many enemies, and this doesn't matter if you have a lot of quantity or something like that. It will always be this many enemies, or close to this amount at least. If you want to increase, you can have beyond and stuff like that, because these mobs will still inflict a beyond mod, so there will be even more enemies then. I just wanted to show you this real fast, and we're gonna take a look at my loot now. We're back in the game, and as you can see, all of them are empty, and these were the ones I needed to replace, so I still did 100, and I just put these aside, because when you corrupt things, they can rank up. And this is all the loot. As you can see here, I'm not picking up a lot, because I just doesn't seem. There we have one exalted. We have actually a few divines here somewhere. I don't know where they are. Ah, 2. I think there is, someone did a test on this, and there's actually, you're more likely to find exalted than divines, but I might be wrong. There might just be his data that shows this. And as you can see here, if we push in tier 16, we have tons of those and tons. So it looks like we have the most. So if we do this, we can see all the map drops from this. There's almost a full stash tab, one of these big stash tabs. I'm gonna sort them through and then get back to you with the results. Be back soon. So, welcome back here. I've divided up everything, sorted through everything, categorized everything, and put in numbers on everything, so it's easy for you all to see what I've been doing. And so if you want to recount something for me, or you don't trust me or anything with my counting methods, then you can do so. I've taken the lower prices on everything. So let's go through it. I have the map tab here. I count these also into map tab, because you technically are going to use them for that, and together with 4 of these it is a map. And then I have all the currency and some other shit in there. So I divided the T16 into 2 different piles, because I think they have vastly different prices. So there were 13 of these Elder Toxic Sewer, and in retrospect I should have probably taken in these T16 Guardian maps again, because then I could have had a little bit more variation in T16, because this one is not worth as much as the other ones. Still, if you're doing something on the map, it's gonna draw themselves to that map. So because I did not have it finished on the Atlas, it was basically all, as you can see here, one of these dropped. Yeah. Not very good, because I did a Sana mission and managed to get this one. I did not think it through. So next time, something to think about. So I got one whole X if I sell all this map, and these will sell most definitely directly if I put them up for this price. I had 13 of these, and each map I valued into 14 chaos. So this is 13. Then the parenthesis coins here tells me how many maps there were of this kind, and Jeweler's Orbs tells me how much I value each map for. Here I have 50 maps, so this all is 50 maps, and I value each map for 10, and that is a total of 2 Exalted and 120 C. I did not want to put up 120C or 80 or something. It's just gonna take too much time. And luckily, Perendus coins stack up to 1,000 coins per stack. Good. We have some use for them finally, because they're quite useless otherwise. So, T15, as you can see, 58. I value them at 8. They're gonna also sell. All of these are gonna sell directly if I sell them in bulk. These are probably also gonna sell directly if I sell them in bulk. As you can see here, 160, almost an exalted, and then it drops off. I'm happy to see that if you play this, you get mostly high drops and not just a massive load of lower drops, which makes it easier to sell it. Honestly, if I have 10 of something, I just bulk sell it, which normally works for me. You can do that on if you have one of those map tabs. Then we had some, this one is probably the most valuable one. Then we had some unique drops maps. I probably did not pick up all because they come up as useless, even though they're worth like 5C or something like that. It's not much, but they still don't come up with my loot filter. And they just come up in regular unique items. And it's 54C, nothing to scoff at. And 38 for these, I value them at 1C each, no matter what kind of which one it is. The midnight is probably worth more, but I don't really care. I'm just gonna put them out. That was, and all in this tab, there was 8 exalted and 90C. So 8 exalted and 90C in total in this tab I got. I also want to talk about the investment I put in before I go through the next one. I put in a total of investment of 1054C. That is 5 exalted, and you can see up here 5 exalted and 104 chaos. So basically we have already gained more from this tab than we invested. So everything, well, quite a lot more. So we already made a profit by this time. Now I got, so this Perendus coins again tells me how many C there is in each lane here. And I also got an pure exalt drop and some other stuff here. I did not get that much of these because I don't like to pick up unique unless they come up on my loot filter. So basically uniques that are worth, I don't know, 10C or up. I might have missed some like jewels and stuff like that. Doesn't really matter. I want to do it for speed. So all together in this tab we had 3 exalted and 139 chaos. So 3 exalted and 139 chaos basically. So these one I would sell and just get another divine orb. This one I mean most of this profit here is from this. So this is raw currency, pretty good. And I put in here, I just use this tab for actually things in here are not part of the profits. So I just used it for putting in my text. So a total profit was 1,265 chaos. That is a total of 6 exalted, 125 chaos. Pretty good. Honestly, I calculated this. I think it was something about between 12 and 13 chaos per map profit. And I did each map in an average time of 3 minutes. That means in 100 maps that's 300 minutes, which makes a total of 5 hours. We're gonna do this also. Whispering Glare is in my buyout. And obviously my other profit when I did this only with chiseling and alking and just went from there. And thank you for trade. Should have put on D&D. Was a little bit higher, but honestly, if you go in between my videos and compare the map prices from now to then, you're gonna drastically see a different change. Also, the exalted prices has gone up. Uh, and on top of that, this time I did not do any of the syndicates. So all those scarabs are out of my profits. So that is like 200 to 300 chaos directly there from. And yeah, so I did not take any of those profits, but mostly I think if I sold these maps back when I was doing the first test, I would have gotten much more than I got right now. So now I got 8 exalted something 120. I would drastically increase that to maybe 11 or 12 exalted at least. So it makes a huge difference when you're doing this. So if I did this in the completely beginning of the league, because I did my first test like a month in or even further in, it makes a huge difference on prices. And if you can do this on the first week, you're gonna make massive profits. If you have any questions about this and any suggestions how I can increase this, I might do one more with the Desert Springs, maybe with scarabs, maybe with sack fragments for so one scarab and sack fragments, but I also want to do with Master Cartographer Sextant. How much is this worth? I think it's 5.5 chaos per sextant, and if I put this in, I think I can reach it with 5 of these. And if I put in all these maps also for next test, I don't know, maybe it will increase, especially when you're Vaaling, because there's some that gives unidentified bonuses and stuff like that. And also red sextant, or yeah, sextant give better bonuses, so there's some insane ones. Obviously I will use the really high quantity maps on those. So I just want to thank you all for watching, and my channel has been growing at a steady pace right now. It's been 50 subscribers or something like that in the last month, which is insane growth for such a small channel like mine, and I really appreciate it. Obviously the goal is to reach 1,000 and become a member of YouTube Squad and actually get paid for these. I did not have this as a goal before, but I might as well now. I will continue, and hopefully I will get better at editing software. So I'm gonna change editing software and do some practicing in the future. So if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. Any suggestions, leave them in the comments, and thank you for watching.